Parental oversharing. It's been going on since Adam and Eve.
So if they're doing like a dance, that they're practicing and want to perform, they'll say, don't post that online.
Because there's things that we post that are what would be somewhat embarrassing for most people, children being children and stuff like that.
But thanks to the internet, there are suddenly a lot more snakes to worry about.
Beginning of the school year, where we make sure that we don't have big posts of which schools they go to and uniform.
When people post things online, something dangerous could happen.
According to the National Children's Commissioner, a child born today will have 72 million pieces of personal data stored somewhere online by the age of 13.
This data sort of accumulates without us even realising it's happening.
From that first ultrasound picture through to baby monitors, interactive learning tools and baby's first Facebook account, every single digital footprint helps advertisers, hackers and worse build an eerily accurate virtual image of your child. Yep, covering their face with a cute emoji just won't cut it.
We are sharing, we think, with friends and family, but it's often used in ways that we don't even know, and it stays there forever.
So, what to do? One option is to tighten laws so companies can't stockpile data. Another, give kids the right to wipe their digital slate clean at 18.
We need government to bring in legislation that requires the online businesses to stop using children's data for profit.
Of course, a lot of adults are already living in a post-privacy world, so how much is too much when sharing our kids' lives online?
It's always going to be there. That's why we have to think about what we're actually putting up for the kids.
Only if it's a good photo. With a good filter.
Roxy Jacenko is a PR expert and influencer and mother of Pixie, who at 11 has 121,000 Instagram followers. Roxy, you've been sharing Pixie's life online since she was just a baby. Do you ever worry she'll get to an age where she'll regret all of this being out there?
Look, it's something that I've been, very collaborative with her since the age. I mean, she's 11 now, and let me tell you, an 11-year-old has opinions far stronger than a 42-year-old me. It's quite amazing how things have changed. I am happy for her to have input. If she doesn't like a picture, we don't put it on there. If in a few years or in a few months she says, I don't want to do this anymore, well, we don't do it. But for the moment, it's almost like memories for them. We used to flip through photo books and albums. They flip through Instagram.
But do you think that she'd be making those same types of decisions at the age of 18?
Look, I think we're in a digital world now, and I think everyone's really fast to critique parenting and how you do it, how you don't do it. We choose which hairdresser we go to. I know I do via Instagram. We choose where we're going to eat, where we're going to holiday. You make all of these choices online, so she doesn't really know any different. All of her friends are on Instagram. They're using all social media platforms. So I'm happy for her to do it within reason. I mean, I take on board, obviously, the dangers involved, and I'm very mindful of making sure that she doesn't cross the line. In terms of what she puts out there. I know as an employer, I always look on the person's Instagram to see what they're uploading before I employ them.
Well, the internet's changed a lot over the years, and there's a lot more we understand about the impacts and things. If you were starting things from scratch now, do you think you'd make the same decision and post Pixie so much online?
Race, you know what I'm like.
Of course you would. Dumb question. Next.
Hey, Roxy, obviously the warnings today are about what happens not just to the images but all of the data that ends up about our kids online. Do you ever think about, do you ask the questions about where the data ends up? Do you know where the data goes?
I don't. Maybe it's remiss of me, but I also look at things in another way. I mean, if you look at that Optus hacking, if you have a phone number, your information was all everywhere out there. I think no matter what we do now, we're in a digital age and it is a learning curve. For me, the most important thing is making sure that I don't have pictures of my kids in a bath or with, no clothes on when they were younger, obviously, making sure that I blur out their school uniform logos and things like that. I think you can still immerse yourself in technology. You can still live in a digital age comfortably as long as you're smart about the way you're doing it. There's a lot of people out there who put a heart over their kid's face, and that's absolutely their choice. For me, we have built a business out of it. Obviously, we do sponsored posts as well, which, may I add, are all noted as paid. It's a business for us. This kind of thing for me, as long as you're smart about it, is not such a big thing.
So the lesson for concerned parents tonight is monetise it.
The lesson is, yeah, if you can turn a dollar, baby, do it.
I've got to get my boys to work. Stat.
I told you that. I need no reviewers.
Roxy, you're also very prolific on social media. Has your daughter ever sat you down to tell you to ease up a little, or given you some tips?
She actually has. She's like, enough with the feet pics. That's like thing on Instagram. Foot fetish. I'm like, oh my God, don't even.
Yeah, but
Literally,
Roxy,
there's
this could be a
thing.
whole new income stream for you.
Okay, so I'm not going to lie. I did think about doing it with the subscriber mechanism on Instagram, and she's like, that's disgusting, Mum. Stop it immediately. So, no, I'm not doing it. But if times get tough, you never know.
Roxy, Happy New Year. Good to chat.
And you guys.
This is something I've been thinking about. Obviously, I'm about to have a baby, and I'm like,
Are you? Oh my
goodness! I know, it's a shock. You'd never know. But I'm like, do I want to put her on my social media? I love looking at other people's kids. I've got no judgment about you sharing. But the main thing for me is actually that I know it's a conversation I'm not going to want to have when she actually gets interested in it, and I don't want her to turn around and say, well, I can do social media because you've put me on yours your whole life. It's just like so hard.
Yeah. I get it because parents are proud. I was proud.
Yeah.
Look, most babies look like Winston Churchill for the first 6 months. So